The names. Okay, let's look at this game from the beginning if we can. Whoa, why would he put his queen there? Oh, people playing gambits. I see. Mostly at the beginner level, I realized that people play gambits mostly because they want to get quick wins. Not to say gambits are bad, but at the beginner level, I don't think you should. In my personal opinion. You just get quick wins, but you don't really understand chess position. That's where my opinion comes. I mean, b3 is fine here, but most people wouldn't want to play b3. You could also play b4 and put the onus on your opponent to capture ampersand or leave the position as is. If you capture ampersand, I think you are in a much better situation. Yay! What's up? Head of the BCA. Good to see you. Head of the BCA. Good to see you. So I'm looking at b4. If you play b3, I don't know. Maybe you can get this. But b4 really puts the onus on your opponent. So it takes, and now you reveal this. You can even bring the queen in to support the attack. So you agree? Yay, nice. Just a bit of disconnections, Maxwell, but we are handling it well. Wow, he has spent so much time here. Or he's facing internet problems. Yeah, so you've played a gambit, you have a position, and now you can't play the position. That is what I'm saying. Some beautiful mates so far. I haven't seen mates. I've only seen like material win. Like most people are winning because of material number. I'm sure. I mean, it's first round, so I'm expecting these kind of like overkill. Okay, taking here doesn't really help. I don't want to overload my internet, but I'm looking at, for example, takes here, knight takes, knight jumps in here, queen, bishop takes here. If bishop runs away, you can take here, right? That's kind of like what I'm looking at. But I don't know if that works. So takes, knight takes is what I'm looking at. Of course, takes, bishop takes is also a possibility. In which case, you can still go here, and it's the same idea, right? Because you're still targeting this. But they are playing well. They are definitely playing well. I can't really remember everything that happened last year, so comparing is going to be difficult. But I personally think. Wow, bro, there are so many things you can do. What are you still thinking about? Yeah, because queen, you can now play pawn. So what you'd expect your opponent to do is play something like bishop back, but bishop back doesn't work. To play pawn. Wait, no. Wait, am I wrong? Can you still play pawn? Or maybe a5, a4. I'm eager to see how this game goes. Sure you know. Hey, he's going for star points. Phoenix, what's up? The game over. I think this is a risky move here. You play this move. Your opponent takes your bishop for free, but then you go pawn push, attacking the rook. That way, if the rook moves, you just promote, and if the king dodges, you promote. I don't know. That's a very risky move. I'm recommending here. Very risky. I don't know if it works. Why can't I click the pieces? I don't know why. Nigel, welcome. Again, sorry for your disconnects. Sometimes, I don't know, since recently Telecel has been doing. Hopefully we can switch to MTN at some point. Recently Telecel has. Yeah. I don't know. This is really tempting me. Like, I'm really looking at that move. Okay, what about a simple move? Takes, knight takes, bishop back. I don't know. I don't know. It's just fine. I mean, black is still winning in that line, but personally, I'm just. You forgotten? Why does this feel wrong? Okay, no. If you take the queen first, that's the problem. So you have to save this guy first. And if you do save this guy first, then you get hit with this. Okay, it's correct. It's correct. Yeah, because if you save this guy first, I get takes. And if your king moves wherever, I just take it. Fine. Yeah, I was looking at much more fancy move. This is just winning. If you take the queen first, I take here with not with check, but with the threat here. And you have so much to think. Or no, that yeah, you have to play. If I played this and then you played this first, maybe there's a problem. Queen c2 also looks good. Yeah, I was really trying to figure it out. Maybe when the game ends, I'll look at queen c2. It's creepy, but I wanted to figure. Yeah, yeah. So now you just take him from what? But now he saves it. But now he saves it. What? Now he saves it. What? No, I get this line. I was thinking that the line I was recommending was better. I thought if he takes, you just take the rook with promote. Oh, yeah. I completely did not add this to my calculation. Yeah, so now you have to go like rook takes, rook takes. Yeah. That is crazy. Black is winning, but has to be careful. Yeah, I mean, this shows a difference in style, right? This shows a difference in style. This shows a difference in style. This is just a clear difference in style. Like when I play aggressive, it's in a certain kind of way, you know. When I play my aggressive kind of chess is different. If I'm not really aggressive, but yeah, this is crazy. I was looking at something crazy. Yeah, bishop to c4. Yeah, Phoenix, you saw it. Bishop to c4. This is just killer. So now, I mean, I don't think you want to save this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is over. This is over. I really just yeah, I missed bishop c4. I completely missed bishop c4. My whole mind was somewhere else. Because I was thinking you take here, I can take here. If you take here, I take here with check, right? And then I win this guy as well. So that's where my mind was. I mean, both are fine. I think both are fine, but this is also interesting. What? Yeah, I'm looking for a quick win. Basically, yeah. But I mean, black is completely winning. It's just, do you want to torture your opponent or do you want to cut off his neck? You know, cut off his head. Sorry. And I was looking at cutting off his head, in my opinion. Hmm. I mean, okay, yeah, in my line, he probably would still have a queen on the board, which maybe you think is a little bit problematic. But then losing 3 pieces and keeping a queen, I think I'll take that. I mean, this is winning. We can move on to see. Ah, okay. So I realized something here. On push. for pawn push. Yeah, you can't. I'm back, guys. Don't worry. I'm always getting angry with this stuff. I don't get why it's always annoying me, but it's fine. Again, if you take knight takes, yeah, this is good for white. Now the problem piece is gone. So Nigel, like, now the problematic knight is gone, and you have to deal with this. Are you kidding me? So here we go. Oh, that's actually interesting. So now the king should just come closer. If the king can come closer, the king should. Yeah. You want to get as active as you can. So I think here, let's say our opponent plays king here. Let's see again. Takes here. Okay. Let's see. Takes. I think we can take now, right? Takes, then you just come in this way. Yeah, we can take. We can take now. What you was afraid of is no longer existing. So now pawn takes, queen takes, pawn takes. Now king comes in here. We are on the square of the pawn, right? So we just win the pawn, and now we have these two pass pawns. This is completely winning for. Yeah. Good calculation. I mean, that's completely fine. They're all completely fine. All completely. Your opponent is going to try and do something here, so that's where you have to be careful. So first of all, you want to deal with your weakness. Good. Good. The king can never stop these two pawns. Yep. On push here, for example. You could take, but taking really puts you at a disadvantage. And playing here also puts you at a disadvantage. No square of the pawn in retrospect. So here takes. Okay, now this is just bad. Yeah, because you don't have the yeah. On push. Yeah. Completely winning. Ado wins this. Ado definitely wins this. Why is he trying to mess up? I mean, it worked out for him. I feel like he played. I mean, he played good moves, but he played the strange good moves. If you know what I'm talking about. Not giving up. Okay, so the round 4 has started. We are looking at Black Scientist versus Sango. Black Scientist defeated Josh Tago yesterday. So we are checking out his game. Move 16. All right, the game is taking a very interesting form. I don't know. Would you want to take with the knights rather? Taking with the pawn. I mean, it does help you like hold this square. So taking with the pawn is not that bad of an idea. But personally, I don't like isolated pawns. Doesn't mean you are losing, doesn't mean it's bad. But I personally don't like isolated pawns, and I try to avoid them as much as I possibly can. So you could do that. Oh, he does play that, yeah. It prevents you from hitting these isolated pawns. That's basically what it does. Now you have to watch out for your opponent trying to get active with Rook A or Rook F. Either Rook A to D1, Rook F to E, D1, or Rook F to E1, Rook A to D1, and just... Okay, so he chooses this one, yeah. The reason why you would want to use this rook, for example, is mainly because of this guy, right? That's the main reason why you do that. Give me a second. So far, it seems stable. What is this? Okay. Great. So let's keep it up. Yeah, so this type of move, yeah, it does defend, but I always have this experience of whenever I try to block with a bishop, like whether king check or queen being attacked, usually this ends up not being good. Again, I think it's fine here, but usually this ends up not being good. Mostly, I think the best thing to do is to retreat the queen somewhere if you can. Obviously, I get his point. The queen would have to come here, which allows your opponent to sort of like infiltrate at some point. So I do get that, but mostly I don't support this move. The second problem is that now the bishop is the one under pressure, because if the bishop does get away at some point, if the queen does get away at some point, now you have to find a way to defend your bishop, and that is where the issue comes in, right? That is where the issue comes in. Nah, this move is just bad. Doesn't do anything. So there's much to consider here. Welcome to the stream, guys. So far, so good. We hope it stays like this. Let's look at some other games. This game is still taking shape. It's not as high hitting as the other games. Interesting tactic. Knight takes, bishop takes, and you have a pawn. And I think you can keep that pawn, because if anything at all, you can retreat the bishop this G. Okay. Let's see. E4, E5, the boring type of. Yes. I really have noticed, like, why does he do this sometimes, you know? Okay. Takes. So I mean, at least he has succeeded in preventing his opponent from castling. But I think in some situations this is completely fine for you to go for. Maybe he's going to go E here and then here, and in that time, White is going to try and create something again. You could try this to kind of imbalance your opponent's king side, but I don't know if you really want to do that. There's also like G4, G5, because you have a mate threat. So G4, G5 helps you push that idea. Yeah. And the move A4 is simply to prevent this move, right? You don't want to dislodge your bishop from this very powerful diagonal. And the most likely way your opponent does it is this way. And of course, your opponent can build it up with like A6 and then B5, but then you can always slot your bishop here. So that's basically the idea he's going for in this. Once this is solved, I feel he's not. The way Josh is playing, I think he's not going to castle. I'm seeing G4, G5 in his future, and he is an aggressive player from his style. Like, there are some of the chess players I do know them, and I've seen their games. So his style is likely for like to actually go like G4. Prince Charles is not playing. Crazy. I think Baini is also from University of Ghana. Okay, so he's putting pressure here. That's fine. You can't just also castle kingside. There's nothing stopping you from castling kingside and going G4. Oh, he has. He has. Josh has like 17 different chess accounts, and all of them play different openings. So if you look at just one of his accounts, you'll assume that that's the only opening he plays. But basically, I don't know why he does that. His style is to be unpredictable. He doesn't want anybody to know that he's noted for playing a specific kind of thing. I mean, that is also good, but it hampers your development, right? Because you have so many positions and so many ideas, it becomes difficult to know which idea to go for sometimes, and you become overloaded with information. So sometimes it's good to just focus on one opening for like, let's say 2 years, and then you can switch on to another opening. But it's like he switches every opening every like 2 months. But I'm sure he still does play the. He is strong. One of the things that I do admire about him is his consistency in like improving at the game. Personally, I'm just interested in seeing what he's going to go for here. I feel like rook here is going to be too like slow. Yeah. It doesn't stop G4, G5 because this king is also vulnerable. He can't castle queenside. So castling kingside doesn't really open you up to threats as compared to your opponent, right? A move he could also play here, which is maybe, I don't think it's risky, but it could be risky, is bishop here. Takes, because you want to come in here. But I mean, now this bishop kind of stops the whole idea. You're not really getting the mate you're looking for. So it's pretty interesting. See what happens. Sorry, I'm still looking for. Okay, yeah. So eventually this happens, and now retreating the bishop doesn't make any much sense. So you have to take, but taking does open up bishop here, and then again g4, g5, like I've been mentioning, all g4, g5. But g4, g5, I think can now be stopped with this. But here I think you should take. It's only weaknesses I see if you allow your opponent to take. Retreating back here to may not really help. Takes, g4, h6, g5, all possibilities. These are all possible. Somebody is disconnected. Okay, let's look at Biney's game. Then we'll check out. We'll go back to Maud's game. Well, Biney is not playing in this tournament. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. This is just winning for him. This is winning for Biney. These pawns are nothing. Pawn push. That's about it. Cheating has become a very big problem in chess. But I think, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? There is more or less a phobia on cheating. Because right now, people aren't cheating, but everybody thinks they are cheating. Because once the opponent beats them, you get the mindset, maybe he was cheating. It's very like, I get it. Even me, I'm always of this mindset that somebody is cheating. But we did look at some of the games. I looked at one of the games where cheating was claimed to happen, and I could get why. But when you really look at the game and you ask yourself, could a person of this skill level actually come up with these moves within the time allocated? You realize that it's quite possible, right? Just because somebody played the top engine moves for 5 moves in a row does not mean that the person cheated. Because sometimes you can see mate in 10, and to play mate in 10, you play the top moves of the engine. It does not mean that you were using the engine. So we have to be very careful about how we accuse, you know. So, but it is a problem. But I think that the phobia is more of a problem than cheating in of itself. Because right now, everybody thinks they are being cheated. Even, like, again, I'm saying, like, even me. The slightest thing I think my opponent is. I try and put so many things into perspective, right? Because sometimes I ask myself, maybe there are YouTubers doing a series where they are playing lower rated players, like you've seen many of your streamers do, right? It could be, because I myself have done that before. Not really sandbagging, but creating a new account and then rising up the ranks, that kind of thing. I mean, not everybody does that, but it's something I also consider. It could also be that the person is a skilled person who just started playing online, and that's why he has that kind of rating. You know, there's so many things. But for me, personally, what I look at is the person's rating level and the move and the quality of move they played. I played recently against a 900, and the guy was not blunt. The guy literally did not blunder a single piece, and he was playing like proper moves. That's why I'll say that you are cheating, right? You know? People are getting even smart with their cheating. They don't cheat with every move. So I mean, cheating is right now is very difficult to detect. It's very difficult to detect. Very, very. Wait, so what happened? Okay, this game hasn't really changed much. Wow, this bishop is not having a good time. You don't want to play pawn push. Maybe you have to bring the queen out here so that this bishop can run away. And beyond that, this bishop is bad. So Boogeyman, I agree with your sentiments, yeah? It seems like it, but maybe it's not really it. I think we've built out that idea that everybody's. I think if rook comes in here, you want to move this way. Because the reason why I'm recommending this whole idea is simply because now your opponent has focused all his attention here. This gives you enough time to sneak an attack where he's not watching. I mean, it is still dangerous because your opponent has a lot of force here, and you are now trying to build up something here. So the counter attack may not be as strong as you'd want. But some of the moves I've said, you look at the opening moves, and after that, there's a clear difference in. I've not, again, like I said, I've only looked at a few of them, and they were understandable, but I've not seen all of them, right? But there is a committee that is doing their best, and they are really, really, really doing, like, they are really looking into the games. It's not like they just glance at the game and then they are like, no. They look at the games, then they send the games to the other people, and everybody looks at it and comes to a consensus. Is the person cheat? They actually deliberate on it. So if I'm more likely to trust them, to trust their judgment, because I realize that they are actually putting in the work, than somebody who just says that, oh, you're just sad that you lost, that kind of thing. They are really putting in the work to try. But yeah, have you seen some Grandmaster games? They play some very obscure lines that don't make any sense because they were prepared with them. This queen has to move because this bishop is in jeopardy. Maybe queen here. That way, if pawn push, you can take. And at the same time, taking your queen out of this. Ah, you are correct. You are correct. There are some strange moves in the game. Some people were I think banned for cheating. I think so. This game is going to be a very slow progression. I'm looking for first one to lose dice. I've looked at his. What opening is this? Okay, we have a Italian. Do you want to open up the position? Here, your opponent is going to close it up. So, do you want to? Takes, knight takes. I think that's what black is aiming for. Takes, knight takes, but you have to deal with this move. Here, bishop takes, pawn takes. Maybe you don't want to allow that. Or should we slow play it? But I was considering this, but the knight comes back. There's also rook here. Takes, knight jumps in. Maybe, I don't know. Taking with the knight is fine and all, but it feels like there's something lacking. I think his point is made clear. Because if the knight comes in here, let's say rook here, and if pawn takes, we have knight jumps in here. And now if this move comes in, you can definitely go in here because after bishop takes, you have queen takes. I think that's another option that he might be looking at. I don't think it's just targeting there. But if any of you have any specific games you want us to look at, again, like I don't know many of these guys. I don't know who everybody's interested in seeing. So you can just let us know. Wait. If you allow pawn takes, you actually lose this guy. I just realized. So you have to play pawn takes. In which case, you're going to get met with queen takes. And now this pawn is still... I really want to know. I mean, you can't really stop it. Pawn push. Pawn push is a move you can play, but you have to consider what happens after pawn push and your opponent locks down the position. Actually, if your opponent locks it down, you can play c7 and the bishop comes out here. But this bishop is always going to struggle finding a place. But then pawn push, pawn takes. What do you play here? Pawn takes, and now pawn push is also a problem. So maybe pawn push, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes, and pawn push still becomes a problem. So it's really annoying to try and figure out here. Yeah, maybe allowing the knight to come back in the defense. Because, for example, in this position, if, like I was considering, rook a to d1, rook a to d8, if the opponent now brings his knight back, you do have the move f. And that just stops a lot of nonsense as well, right? That's what I was looking at. Well, we were a move. He brings the rook in. It doesn't solve the problem. Because you play knight takes or you play rook takes. Again, the point of moving the knight is to open the defense. So even if you play rook takes here, it doesn't really work because knight takes here and there's a problem. Takes, queen takes. Queen takes is more direct, saying that I have a pawn, but it doesn't do much. So knight takes. Is there like some intermediate move I'm missing? Knight takes is the first move. Ah, knight. No, it still doesn't work. Knight takes, even if the queen comes here, it doesn't work. You make it. Ah, knight takes. Then knight jumps in this way. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's a good. You unveil the attack. You pin the knight. I think that's the move. The queen comes in. Actually, sad. Because you'd want to keep the rook. Okay, so if the rook comes in here, of course, we see that this problem is there. If the knight, if the pawn play, if you play pawn push here, the knight takes kind of works. Maybe it doesn't, because I think you have knight here and the attack is still on view. Ah, yes, it doesn't work because now your opponent can just take the back rank. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Material imbalance is going on here. Black seems to have a very strong attack impending. Pawn takes, bishop comes in. That's straightforward what's going to happen here. So I'm expecting pawn push. Pawn push, maybe queen. Queen here feels a little bit passive. I'm targeting this, but is there a way we can bring this rook to come and join the attack here? I think we could do that, yeah. So pawn push queen here, targeting this pawn. Our opponent defends, and then we go rook here. But our opponent is going to defend this way. Okay, maybe after this move, your opponent defends, then you should just play h6, create some loft, and then get away of any problems. Is there something along the lines of why don't I stream on Twitch? I do stream on Twitch. It's just that I've been having problems with my Wi-Fi. So I decided to turn off the Twitch. So I'm only streaming on YouTube today. But normally I stream on both and Twitch. I've been having some like yesterday was so annoying. You have no idea. Like yesterday I was actually I recorded the whole tournament. Like I recorded everything, but I could never go live. Every time I try and go live with this. So today we have even had a very good time. Happy that the internet is working quite okay. But Hugh, welcome. I don't know if it's the same Hugh, but yeah, I haven't stopped streaming. Okay, so I looked at this, and the point is maybe we want to trade off queens here. Most likely options like rook, but actually that. But if he gets the opportunity, he should definitely play h6. There are possible background problems with the lines I'm thinking about. Background problems are there. Wait, did I miss something? Did he judge that the bishop is much more powerful? But he's not taking the rook. He could have taken the rook some time ago. Is he going bishop takes? And if king takes, then you can. Interesting stuff. Hey, what's up, Edmond? Sorry about yesterday. How are you guys doing? Is Yuhas winning? No. If you talk about their games today, trust me, I don't know all of them by their leeches names. There's only a few of them that, like, when they interact on the page, I know them, but I don't have. I don't know their name. Give me a second. Let me get the ranking for round 3. The round 3, I want to get the ranking. What? Why? What occurred to him? What? Takes. What occurred there? Something. Now, I mean, a simple move is pawn push with bishop comes in this way. What occurred to him? That's a crazy. What? Does he think that this is a counter attack? And I think that's what he's thinking. I think that's what he's thinking. But how does it work? How does it work? Like, okay, rook comes in here, bishop comes in check. Now your rook is blocked, and then there's possibility of checkmate. Especially after I play pawn push here, because now your queen is blocked from the defense. Oh, that was so unexpected. That was so unexpected. Okay, so as at round 3, this is round 4, but as at round 3, University of Ghana Team A is first, Academic University is second, UDS is third, KNUST Team A is fourth, which is shocking. Regional Maritime University is fifth, Ashesi is sixth, KNUST Team B is seventh, UHAS is eighth, All Nations University is ninth, University of Ghana Team B is 10th, UCC is 11th, ATU is 12th, University of Mines and Technology is 13th, Ghana Communication Technology University is 14th. That's University of Health. Yeah, UHAS is 8th. Currently, those are the standings. And the reason I'm saying that is shocking is when I was in university, KNUST was winning everything. Oh, he's distracted the queen. Okay, that's a free piece. That's fine. My plan was to immediately go this way. And the reason is because, for example, over here, if you go pawn push, you are blocking the defense of the queen. And if this rook comes in here, you can simply play takes. And but I mean, touching your opponent is also fine. But don't touch your opponent too much. It can cause problems. Oh, okay. The bishop comes in here. The rook comes in this. That way. Oh, really? So we just go this way. You would have to go here. Then we defend the rook. So we defend with the rook. The king comes in. We take with the bishop. You hope UHAS wins. Well, it's 7 rounds, so we have 3 rounds more, 4 rounds more. Just take. You take and now you have pass pawn, so you don't really care. So pawn push. You really have strong players. You'd be shocked. You know, when you're isolated in your small bubble, you feel strong until you go to the larger world and you realize, yeah, I actually don't know anything about it. Because I was part of the top 5 when I was in University of Ghana, but I was always being crushed, you know. I was always being crushed. My teammates consisted of Toby, Clinton, Toby, Clinton, Bannerman, and who again? I forget. What? What are you afraid of? Pawn push! Pawn push! That was all you needed. Pawn push, rook takes, king takes. Because of this configuration, these pawns can never be taken. These pawns can never be taken because the moment the king takes this one passes. You don't have to keep everything on the board. You could, but what's the point? So now Maud is in a very like scary position. I still think that she's fine. Rook c3? Yeah, rook c3, yeah. Rook c3 is a move. What? Oh, that's actually cool. Yeah, because if bishop takes, you can play rook takes. So you have to play rook takes, then bishop takes, and now your bishop is putting pressure on this side of the board. So that's actually quite interesting. But it's not so straightforward to win the pawn, right? Because if you go like rook takes, bishop takes, bishop takes, and let's say the bishop comes back here, and then you go bishop takes, your opponent can then play rook here, and it's not that simple. Is it? No, no, no. I'm mistaken somewhere. That's if you put the bishop this way, maybe. Is it a mistake at some point? I don't know. Like it feels like this should be wrong. Mm-hmm. E5? E5 doesn't. I'm still wondering why rook there. When I was calculating, I don't know why I was calculating why this was black. I don't know. I calculated this as a black pawn, which was funny. What? Okay, now pawn push is definitely a consideration. I think what the opponent is trying to do is this. So pawn push actually accounts for it as well. Then if pawn push, your opponent goes this way. Yeah, I don't know what you do there. Yeah, so pawn push, I was thinking pawn push is fine, but after the rook comes in here, it looks bad. Rook e1 is annoying after rook c. e5 rook d6. I'm following the chat to see if I don't know. But mod is really going low on time. You could like play bishop here to force takes. So that after takes you have take. Yeah. These are all considerations. And once this rook leaves, white can kind of like breathe itself. Yeah. Yeah. So what do we do? Pawn takes, you can still play the whole thing. Actually, no, pawn takes is just wrong. Wait, this allows pawn push, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't allow pawn push. Pawn push doesn't work. I wish there was a way to make pawn. Again, this pawn still can't be taken. So if there's something we can do in the moment, that would really help. It's so difficult to find something to do. You could play bishop here. Rook comes in here. Pawn takes, rook check. Trying to figure out if there's something like bishop here. Then pawn push. No, still doesn't work. Why do I keep talking about pawn push? But now this guy can't be captured. So can we just go h5, h4, h4, h5? Sorry, so that we can displace the queen some. Because the problem is the queen's target on this. That's where the problem is. Because there are so many things you can do if this queen wasn't targeting the rook. But he can play h5. Yeah. Yeah, but even if you play h5, then rook d1 still becomes a concern. What? We can play rook takes. It's his argument that, for example, if he brings the bishop here and with the queen coming in here, the pressure here is very strong. I don't agree with that notion. Rook takes, yeah. And now takes. So what was the whole point? Yes, I know that the queen comes in here. You can kind of also, you can kind of like make problems for your opponent. What do I mean by that? Check here. Yeah, sorry, wait. Oh no. This square is under attack. Mm. I was thinking that you would go check. King comes in here, then you would go check again. I realized I was wrong. Now we can go for a very serious play here. Check. If the king comes in here, check again. And if you play this move, yes, you are targeting the pawn, but really, is that better? Again, the queen can still do the exact same thing. Ah, yes, queen comes in this way. Okay, so I missed that, yeah. It's actually very difficult to find a move for. Your brain should be telling you that you should like stay close to the pawn, or maybe move this. Like any move should be about staying close to the pawn. So you're considering either here, here, or here. Anything that defends the pawn is what you're considering. But the question is like, which one doesn't just make you so passive that your opponent can continue to put pressure on you? Ideally, I would look at this because of this whole. That way, your queen can come into the defense. Yeah, but the queen coming to the defense creates this kind of like bad pawn structure. So that would be the second. I think the move here is just simply what he wants. He actually wants to trade off the queens. Interesting. This one you have to take. There's no other option. Wait, there is this. No. Yeah. You have to trade. Yeah, I'm forgetting this. Yeah, so you have to trade. And now let's see how good his end game skills are. Because currently these pawns can't move. This pawn is preventing them from moving. You have to keep your king here to lock the position up, and then you can. So what you want to do is to keep your opponent's pawns on the dark squares. You want to keep your opponent's pawns on the dark squares and keep your pawns on the light squares. That should. Here f3 seems. F3 seems. They are still threatening checkmate. Yes, it looks weakening by f3 seems. There's no immediate way your opponent can increase the pressure on that side of the board. Oh, f3 bishop goes all the way back. Ah. Intéressant. Maybe here. And maybe here g4, g5 makes sense. That's what you think about now. G4, G5. You could also try and start like making progress on this side of the board. Well, oh, B3, B4 is actually quite good. Yeah, B4. Right, who keeps challenging me? Like, do I know this person? Yeah, and this is where like maybe, okay. But then you can simply play A3. That way, if your opponent comes in with check, you just hide in this. There's nothing more from that point on. I like the move in the sense that it prevents your opponent from coming in. There's some discussion going on in the chat, and I'm looking at that as well. So I think the question now is bishop takes, let's say queen takes. What does the opponent do? Maybe he goes this way, which may not be a good move. Yeah, queen takes, not pawn takes. So this is not a problem. Queen simply comes into queen to c3 is completely. Queen to d5 is also fine. But the reason I like queen to c3 is because you cannot. Yeah. It makes much sense because. And if your opponent attacks here, always have this. Once the queens leave the board, this is just going to be. There's something we can. The thing is, if she doesn't find anything to do, she can always come back. So if yeah, this is very interesting. If check here and the opponent goes back, you can go check here. Pawn push. Again, the safest move is to go pawn push. I know queen here is actually bad. Yeah, I now realize that. So pawn push. Queen here, you double the pawns. She can play it. If your opponent rejects this trade, I think it might be a better option to keep the trade. because of this, but I don't know. So takes, the king moves first. Yeah, you don't get that on time. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. Taking first seems to make sense, but it's not. Maybe there's something here. So come in here. Here is the, and the question is, who has more pawn pushes, right? Whoever has the position could, in a way, do something. So here, it's quite obvious that white has the opposition. So you want to go this way, I think. I think you would want to go this way. The problem is allowing this pawn in. Okay, so this is also another way to prevent pawn push. And now we are going to see the judicious movement of the pawns. So maybe you want to play a5 here to prevent this pawn push. Yeah. Your opponent in that case might play pawn push immediately, I guess. Then you might play this move to lock up the position. Takes gives black an opportunity right here, which you don't want to have. So white would not want to take. I think taking is bad for white. Takes, your opponent plays h. Is it h? Yeah. Yeah, so h5. h5. Your opponent can push in both sides. The king has to make a move. And I think that's what allows you to come. Yeah, and now the king comes in. And the king cannot defend. What? What? Why not king b5? What is going on? Oh. What? What? How is this a draw? I don't get. Am I wrong in my calculation? I don't get it. Am I missing something? No, this one is a draw. Ah. He played this very well. And all he had to do was come here. Yes, I think his problem is this. But then after this, you take. How does the king come back to defend? The king... Like, let's look at this, right? This does not make any sense. What did black do there? Black was having the time. Like... Unless, of course, I'm seeing this wrong. Right? After the king comes in here, you step in here. How does the king still maintain defending this? Any pawn push here is losing. So the king maybe goes in here and you take. If the king comes back in here, you play pawn push. Or if the king comes in here, you can do this. If the king comes in this way, you have pawn push. I mean, is it still a draw? Like, okay, here is it the same thing? Here, takes here, here, here. Wait, I think they should be winning. No, I might be imagining something else. I don't get it. Here, takes. Yeah, yeah, this should be winning. I don't get it. This should be winning. King B5 should be winning. Oh nah. This H5 here is bad. But prior to H5, G4 was better. Why would G4 be better? If your opponent comes here, it's bad for them. If your opponent comes there, it's kind of bad for them. If your opponent comes in this way, I think the point is you can. Or no, pawn push. Pawn push here by your opponent. Then I think there's that trick. That trick, I think it's like this, right? Takes it, then you come in here. Pawn push, pawn push, pawn push, pawn push. Check. Check. No, not check. Here. And then you can play. King B5 should have been the. I don't know. King. I mean, okay, fine. Let's just go to see the King B5 situation. This King D5 is good. Really? King B5, I think, creates the most problem. H5 is wrong. Okay, we can agree on that, but wow. Okay. Are there any other games going on? I think all the games are done. Yeah. So all the games are done. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I know my internet has been fooling around, but you guys stick to the end. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next stream. Great day. Peace.